50 Shades of Grey. I was looking forward to the movie after reading the book a couple years ago. I thought that the book was hilarious. The inner dialogue of Anastasia Steele describing every single little detail of the sex made the book so damn entertaining. My God, was it glorious. So of course, I was looking forward to the movie. I thought it's gonna be so bad, it's good. I thought it was gonna be absolutely hilarious with over-the-top sex scenes. That's what I want. And I finally watched it, and I have to say that in the end, I was very disappointed. This movie is not as funny as I hoped for it to be. I have to give the creators of the movie credit though. They tried to make a good movie. There was actual effort put into it. This movie is shot very well. The visuals and locations look pretty. One of my favorite shots is when Christian Grey is flying in a helicopter with Anastasia over Seattle at night. That looked gorgeous. The acting for the most part was pretty good. The two leads gave it their all, especially Dakota Johnson as Anastasia. She was pretty likable. I don't know why Rita Ora was cast as Christian Grey's sister though. She was only in the movie for 30 seconds and only has 5 lines. The soundtrack was mostly good. There were a couple Beyonce songs, including an alternate version of Crazy in Love, and I liked those. My most favorite song in the movie, however, has to be Ellie Goulding's Love Me Like You Do, which was used during the helicopter scene. And oddly enough, the score was composed by Danny Elfman. Yes, that Danny Elfman. And it was decent. So this movie has a lot more positives than I thought it was going to have. However, despite all that, this movie is 2 hours and 9 minutes long, and it's the longest 2 hours and 9 minutes of my life. It's so boring, so goddamn boring. How can a movie with BDSM be so damn boring? I just want it to end. Shockingly enough, when it ended, I was like, wait, that was it? That felt abrupt. Like I said, the actors gave it their all, but unfortunately these characters are still terribly written and not as interesting as they should be. They took out the inner dialogue of Anastasia, which was the best part of the book. I understand if they left it in there, then the movie would be comically bad, and that was not the creator's intent. But it would have made it so entertaining, kind of like a rated R, horny college student version of The Christmas Story. Anastasia was mostly fine. Christian Grey, however, was confusing. Jamie Dornan did a decent job, but Christian was terribly written. He doesn't have much of a personality. He's like a cross between Christian Bale's characters Bruce Wayne and Patrick Bateman, except he has no charisma. He does have the cool steely eyes, but that's it. He keeps saying that he's complex and that he's not the romantic type, but he keeps contradicting himself. For someone who isn't the romantic type, he sure buys a lot of gifts for Anastasia, like limited edition books, a car, dresses, nice dinners, and he also takes her up in helicopter and glider rides. Hell, he even dances with her and takes her to see his own family. He keeps saying that he's not into relationships and he doesn't believe in sleeping in the same room, but he keeps sleeping in the same room and he's trying to start a relationship. He keeps looking tortured throughout the whole movie because he loves Anastasia, but he loves BDSM more. I thought this movie would be like Shame, that Christian can only get pure pleasure from BDSM compared to just regular sex, and that he will go insane if he doesn't get that. But he clearly doesn't need it. He just has sex with Anastasia wherever he wants. This guy makes no sense. I don't even know what his company is about. All I know is that he's a billionaire, he was adopted, his mother was a drug addict, he had his first experience with his adopted mom's friend. He finally gets his backstory near the end of the movie, which kinda made me sorta care for the guy, but it was too little, too late, and he said this to Anastasia, who was sleeping. Complex guy, my ass. What was entertaining about Christian Grey in the book is that he swears a lot every time he has sex. Here, they took all that out, so Christian doesn't have that many lines. I don't even know why these two fell in love. I understand if they just wanted to fuck. Hell, they want to fuck in the first 10 minutes during the interview. When Christian tracks her down in the hardware store where she works, when they talk to each other for about cable ties and rope, there was so much heavy breathing between the two. I was so bored from this unnecessary drama romance between Anastasia and Christian. I was hoping for the sex scenes to just happen. You would think the sex scenes would be the most entertaining part of the movie. Sadly, they're tame. They're tame. They're not erotic. They're not even shocking. The creators were trying to make the sex scenes romantic instead of being raw and intense. And to me, these scenes are not romantic. The sex scenes are basically music videos. For a couple of them, you can hear Beyonce songs playing in the background. There was an odd choice for the sex scene in the playroom, where it ends up being a sex montage. Just 3 different positions of them fucking each other. Honestly, there was one sex scene where it was getting intense for a moment. They're at her apartment. He gets a little aggressive, but she loves it. He has her hands tied together with his tie and blindfolds her with her shirt over her eyes. He takes an ice cube, rubs it over her nipples and the rest of her body, and then drops it into her belly button. Out of all the sex scenes, that one was probably the most sexiest. Seriously though, this guy has so many flogs, belts, ropes, cuffs, dildos, and other objects surrounding the walls of his playroom, but he probably only used 3 of them throughout this whole movie. Which brings me to the final scenes of the movie. I will warn spoilers, but you guys probably don't care anyway or already read the book. Hell, judging by the box office, you probably already seen the damn movie. Anastasia becomes a dumbass in these final scenes. She apparently loves Christian so much even though she shouldn't. She keeps wondering why Christian couldn't let her in because he's 50 shades of fucked up. Yeah, that was an actual line in the movie. So she wants to see from his point of view, so she decided to let Christian do the worst thing imaginable to her. So at this point in the movie, you expect the most shocking, over-the-top sexual imagery, something that everyone will talk about. So Christian ties her to a post. She's stripped naked. He grabs a belt, and then he smacks her across the ass 6 times while she counts with Christian. Seriously, that's the worst. Christian didn't even look like he was experiencing pleasure. He looks like he was tortured. He looks like he didn't want to hit her with the belt. So after he's done, Anastasia's like, "No! Stay away from me! You'll not do that again! You wanted to hurt me?" I wanted to yell at the top of my lungs, "Bitch! You asked for this! The guy keeps telling you you don't have to go through this, but you're so damn stubborn! Also, he gave you 2 safe words! Yell for pause and red to stop so you can fucking leave! Why did you let him smack you 6 times if you didn't like it, you stupid moron? Why didn't you make it stop? Why did you sleep in the same apartment after that incident if you hated it that much? Why didn't you just leave? Ah!" So she leaves and the movie ends on them looking at each other before the elevator's doors close, which also happened in the beginning of the movie. In the end, this movie was good looking and better produced than I thought it was going to be. But it's not entertaining. Not even to the level it's so bad it's good. It's funny because that whole shit about this being Twilight fanfiction, I thought that was just a joke. But it turns out to be true. And honestly, I prefer the first Twilight movie over this. At least shit happens in that stupid movie. There was an actual conflict. This movie is an uncensored Lifetime movie. Both movies do have great soundtracks though. I read interviews of the director and the book author having arguments of how the movie should have been made. I actually want to see both versions. I feel like the director really wanted to make an excellent film, while the author really wanted to make a faithful adaptation, which would have been extremely hilarious in my opinion. Sadly, we get something in the middle. A boring-ass movie. So that's my review on 50 Shades of Grey. Write down in the comments below how do you feel about the movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you read the book? Did you like it or hate that? Let me know. Guys, if you like this video, please click the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, there's an annotation here for subscribing. So until next time, guys, see you later and thank you for watching.